Hello, everybody. I hope you're really well today. Well, we're going to go into the garden and we're going to plant some seeds and see what we can grow. But before we do that, I'm going to show you a little experiment that I did at home. I saw that if you chopped the top off a carrot and you put it into a little pot of water, it would start to grow leaves, and then you could put it in the ground and it would grow a new carrot. Well, I have started this experiment. So it was last week. I was chopping a carrot and I kept the end that's got the knobbly bit on, not the pointy end. And I put it into this little glass of water. Now I'm going to try and take it really close to the camera, and maybe you can see. Oh, it's really difficult to get it. Just a sec, tip it. Can you see the little green shoot that's coming out there? Well, I'm going to show it to you again next week, and next week, hopefully, it will be a bit bigger. So that's an exciting thing. So all you need to do is put it into a little glass or a little pot. Okay? And you put water so that the water comes up. See, the carrot is in the water. If I tip it up, you can see the water coming to the side. Can you? There we are. So the whole of the end of the carrot that I've chopped off is in the water. So that's a good experiment you could try at home, because it's exciting, isn't it, to see things growing? So we're going to start with ring-a-ring-a roses, because roses are flowers, as you know, and they grow in the garden. And in my garden at the moment, I have lots and lots of roses, all just about to bloom, and it looks gorgeous. So it made me think about singing a song for you. Now, you don't have to have lots of friends to play this with. You can do it on your own, or you could do it with a teddy. I'm just going to get my teddy. So here's my teddy, and I'm going to hold his hands like this and sing the song with him. But I'm going to put him down because otherwise he'll block the way. So, ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down. Now, this has got slightly different words to the words you might know, and I thought it would be fun for you to learn these new words. The robin on the steeple is singing to the people. A tissue, we all kneel down. The king has sent his daughter to fetch a pail of water. A tissue, we all bow down. The wedding bells are ringing, the boys and girls are singing. A tissue, we all dance around. Aren't those new words lovely? And we do lots of different actions, because the first one we fall down, the second one we kneel down. So we're down on the floor, but we're not completely flat. The third one we bow down, which is when we're standing up, but we bow from our waist. So our head goes down, but our legs stay straight. And the fourth one, we're dancing around. So that's really fun. Now, a steeple, that's a word you don't hear a lot. A steeple is the tall bit at the top of a church that has a point like that. And in actual fact, it's reminded me of a little thing that I used to do with my mummy when I was little. So I'm going to hold my hands up and hope that you can see them if I turn sideways. There we are. Can you see that I've put them all together so that my fingers are all laced round each other? Here is the church, and here is the steeple. Now I'm going to turn my hands inside out, and hidden inside are all of the people. Here is the pastor climbing the stairs, and here he is, saying his prayers. So you have to start off with your finger. Well, actually, you could have all your fingers inside instead of outside. Shall we do it again that way round? So put your fingers inside. Here is the church, and here is the steeple. Now put your fingers in again. And hidden inside are all of the people. Here is the pastor climbing the stairs, and here he is saying his prayers. It's quite tricky, but it's really good fun if you can do all those things with your fingers. Now then, I'm just going to move Teddy off because he's on my sheet and I can't see what the next thing is. Oh yes, we were going to be planting lots of seeds, weren't we? So let's sing the song about the seed. This is the song the seed sings, so, so, so. This is the song the shoot sings, grow, grow, grow. This is the song the roots sing, deep, deep, deep. And this is the song the farmer sings, reap, reap, reap. So when he's cutting down all the corn at the end of the summer, or the wheat, or pulling out the carrots, or getting all the peas, that's called reaping. So now we're going to have a look about a song about a little nut tree. I had a little nut tree, nothing would it bear, but a silver nutmeg and a golden pear. The King of Spain's daughter came to marry me, and all for the sake of my little nut tree. I wonder what sort of nut tree was it? Was it an almond tree? Or was it a pecan tree? Or was it a walnut tree? Walnut trees are very, very big. So I think it was probably an almond tree. Because an almond tree, the fruit of the almond that has the almond inside is quite round, like a little nutmeg. So there you are. And that is, do you remember we were singing in Ring a Ring a Roses, the king asked his daughter? So maybe that was the King of Spain asking his daughter. That was we just sang about in that song. Okay, now I have got a beautiful book here called The Big Yellow Sunflower. I'm going to move back and you'll see why in a minute. Now, can you see all the little seeds in the middle? And can you see a bee and some ladybirds? And this is written by a very clever lady called Frances Barry, and she does really good illustrations. That's the drawings inside. Okay. Oh, the big yellow sunflower. Oh, there's a sunflower seed. I wonder what's going to happen to it. Little seed falling to the ground. What will you be? Look how little the seed is compared to the mouse. Mice are only about this big. So this little seed was really small, about this big. And there's two little ladybirds. They've come to see what's going on. Little seed planted underground. What will you be? Now, who took the seed underground? Look, it's a mole. And the mole buried the seed in the ground. See, moles have got very wide feet, like flippers, and they can scoop the soil. And look, can you see on top of the soil, there's some ants marching past. Little seed spreading out your roots. What will you be? Now, this is very interesting. Before we see the green bit out of the ground, The little seed is very busy inside the soil putting out roots because the roots get the goodness from the soil and feed the seed to let the seed grow the shoot. So before we see anything above the soil, there's lots of stuff going down inside the soil. And look, here's a wiggly worm. And worms are so important for helping things grow. Up comes your new shoot, pushing as you grow. Now, can you see the roots are way bigger than the little shoot? And what's next to the little shoot? A snail! Don't eat it, Mr. Snail! No, we want the little shoot to grow. Then comes your green leaves, sprouting as you grow. Look, this looks like a little sparrow that's come to see the shoot. And it's got 2 little leaves on it. And here are 2 little bugs. I don't know what they are. Little green bugs. I hope they're not green fly, because green fly nibble on the tips of the leaves. We don't want those. Ooh. Little plant growing in the rain. What will you be? What's this here? Ribbit. It's a frog. And look, can you see the ladybird under the leaf? Look, it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's got lots of leaves now. That means the roots must be bigger and bigger too, because as much as it grows on top of the ground, it grows underneath the ground too. Tall plant, growing in the sun. What will you be? Gosh, the plant has got so many visitors, hasn't he? Look, a butterfly, a little fly, some dragonflies, some little creatures, some little beetles. Look, it looks like there might be a bud. Oh, I think there is. Blooming bud, unfolding now for me. I know what you'll be. And look, bzzz, the bee is so excited because very soon the bud is going to open. Look, a big yellow sunflower. Can you see the whole flower now? Isn't it beautiful? And look at all the seeds. And the bee is going to get lots of pollen from inside here. And the bee is going to help the sunflower to grow the seed. So the bee is super duper important. Now let's see if there's anything else here, or if that's the end. No, look, there's a little bit more. And it says, how do you grow your sunflowers? You will need a packet of sunflower seeds, a flower bed, or a big plant pot filled with soil. Now, it must be a big plant pot because the sunflower grows really tall, so it's going to have lots of roots. Then you need to have sunshine, you need water, and you need a tall garden cane. As the sunflower gets taller, it sometimes needs a little bit of help to stay up straight, and so you tie it loosely with some string. Choose a flower bed that catches the sun or a sunny spot to put your flower pot in. Press your finger into the soil to make a little hole about 12 millimeters deep and about 45 centimeters or one in each plant pot. So they need to be, if you're planting them in the soil, they need to be 45 centimeters apart, or you just put one seed into one flower pot. Drop a seed into each hole and then cover the seed with soil. Water the seeds regularly to make sure they grow. Tie your sunflowers to a cane or wall with some string when it gets bigger. They will reach a full height in about 90 to 100 days. Oh, that's such a long time, but it's so exciting. And they'll be way, way taller than you when it's finished growing. Maybe you can get mummy or daddy or your special grown-up to take a photograph of you with the flower pot when you plant it, and then another one when your flower is as tall can be. When my son, who's now a big man, but when he was a little boy, we did this. And we planted a sunflower in a pot. And you know, it was taller than me when it had finished growing. So I had to hold him up so his head was the same height as the sunflower. And his feet were so far off the ground, but I was holding him up so he was safe. Now, probably the sunflower would be as tall as he is now. And he is nearly 6 foot tall now. So he is a very tall man now. So let me just put all of that book away and say bye-bye for today. I hope you've enjoyed all that, and I'll see you very soon. Lots and lots of love.